What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Monday, August 10th. Now, in today's video, we're going to be recapping what happened over the weekend. A lot has happened over the weekend, but most importantly, the main topic of this video is that emerging from the dog price are certain bullish patterns that I cannot ignore. And you're actually seeing it result in the dog price going up. Now, we've been talking about this for a while now, but the reason we try to keep people updated every single day, thanks to the community always wanting to support this channel, is because we always want to capture the early signals of what could look like as a reversal happening in the moment. So I want to get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or emails. Please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. So right now, dog Bitcoin is at roughly 66 million market cap. It's definitely above the 60 million market cap, which has been a major support level for roughly 7 days. We'll talk about that at the very end of the video. Now, before we even talk about charting, remember, you need to buy your dog effect handbook as soon as possible. I'll tell you why in just a little bit. But this dog effect handbook is being bought up left and right, and I really appreciate the community for helping us reach our goal, because we want to get this book on Barnes & Noble's website and also into select retail stores across the US. And because Barnes & Noble has internal relationships with Lulu, they get to see the data that goes into sales and who's buying around the world, and that allows them to decide if they're going to have it on just their website or the website and select retail stores across the US. So if you can, go in the descriptions down below, both on YouTube and on my X account, you'll find the link there so you can buy this book. But not only that, guess what? Hidden throughout the entire dog effect book, there is a 24-word secret recovery phrase. Yes, this is the challenge. So basically, these 24 words will unlock a clue, and that clue will get you to a hot wallet. And that hot wallet contains 5 million dog. So all you have to do is look for these specific words. And again, it's not supposed to be easy. It's one of these things where you have to figure out what these words are. The question is it based in the chapter titles? Is it the first word of each chapter? Is it the last word of each chapter? Or is it some other hidden pattern waiting to be discovered? So this is a very fun scavenger hunt. I cannot wait for you all to participate in this. But again, make sure to purchase your copy. We're already seeing people like Dog of Bitcoin not only purchasing a copy, but Chippy Cookie bought 4 books for Dog of Bitcoin. It's not even asking to be refunded. I love that about the community, is that they support each other. So definitely shout out to Cookie and Dog of Bitcoin, but also Cholo. We also have 308 and also, I don't know how to pronounce it, 09, but I just really appreciate you guys and girls out there just getting this book out there as soon as possible. So if you can, make sure to purchase your copy down below in the descriptions. Okay, so let's get back into charting and analysis. Now, I want to talk about this really quickly, and then we'll talk about charting and analysis at the end of the video as well, because there's a lot of different indicators I want to share with you. Now, remember, I talked about the 50-day moving average line. It's so important, as we've been trading here around the 60 million market cap for 70 days. And then at that 70-day cap, we saw the dog candle close above the 50-day moving average line, and we've already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles closing above the 50-day moving average line. That's actually very bullish. Remember, pay attention to the MACD. Last Friday, remember we talked about this. Last Friday, it was right around here, these blue and orange lines. Now, it could have been rejected, but I also told you that these red histogram bars was a complete fake out. That's not selling pressure. That's literally just complete manipulation within the dog price, which, exchanges can do. But look at this. The blue line is now over into the buyer's market, and now the orange line is just entering the buyer's market. Now, the reason I pay attention to that is because when you kind of zoom out on a broader scale, we've been down here since roughly May of 2026 in the seller's market, and you can kind of see that reflective in the dog price. And when it goes down, we're just waiting for it to go back up, but it met a bottom roughly around June of 2026. That means that sellers were overexhausted, and then you started seeing massive accumulation and also bullish momentum. So the bulls were taking over. So right now we're just entering the buyer's market. Now, what it could look like is something like this, where it does go up into the buyer's market. And what happened to the dog price when that occurred? Well, the dog price did go up to roughly around 94 million market cap from roughly 60 million market cap. So that could possibly happen really quickly. We could reclaim almost close to around 90 to even 100 million market cap. But guess what? What you're seeing right now is very tiny compared to what you can see, what we've seen in the past. So when we saw a first breakout here roughly around April 2025, and we saw massive buyer accumulation, the blue and orange line met roughly a peak at around this point right here. Guess what happened to the dog price? It went roughly around 100 million market cap, as high as 560 million market cap. That's how big things can get. But let's even go further into the past. When we saw first the buyer's market entering, we saw that these blue and orange lines were here. Guess what happened to the dog price? It went roughly around 190 million market cap, as high as 999 million market cap. That's a massive gain. So what you're seeing over here is nothing compared to what we're seeing based on what we've seen in the past. What's also really fascinating, look at the weekly time frame. So I just changed it from the daily to the weekly. Look at the weekly. The weekly is showing us that we're still trending upwards pretty strongly. So you actually haven't seen a massive bull rally yet, because you could see something very similar to what we saw back when dog hit 999 million market cap. You can see it hit something like this. This is the weekly time frame. See this? It hasn't really gone up above the buyer's market. It's been down here. When it's been down that long, you know what happens. Eventually, it's going to break up massively. I'm not just talking about a parabola event. I'm talking about the event that happens for all dog-themed meme coins. When Bitcoin goes up, dog makes a new all-time high, meaning it's a euphoric level that is literally written in the history books, and people look back on those days that Dogecoin hit its all-time high, Shiba Inu, Bonk, Dog with Hat, Floki. This is that moment that's happening right now. You may not believe it because we're not there yet. So let's look at Dog compared to other blue chip meme coins. So as you can see, in the past week, Dog is actually outpacing all of them. Even over the past 3 months, you can see that this blue square right here, that's Dog on the right hand side on the past 3 months. And then you can see Dog with this whole triangle blue dot. That is over the past week. It's absolutely outperforming all of them. There's a reason why this is happening. And it could be due to the fact that BIP 110 that happened over the weekend completely failed. Yes, it completely failed. There was nobody mining these BIP 110 blocks. It was absolutely absurd. It was a complete waste of everybody's time. And even Michael Saylor put this out perfectly. Bitcoin worked exactly as designed. BIP 110 was a free to fork, and the network was free to not follow. The result was decisive. About 99.85% of the Bitcoin hash power stayed on the legacy Bitcoin, which is the Bitcoin that we're on right now. The BIP 110 branch mined only 2 blocks, just 2 blocks. It was terrible, and is already more than 80 blocks behind. It's actually more than that. It's like over 150 blocks. It's totally dead. BIP 110 is dead. What you need to remember is these people. These people you need to block or ignore, and also question what they say thereafter. So let's just go by each one of them because it's absolutely hilarious. So Luke Das Jr. calls every mining company a personal attack on Bitcoin. But there's this proposal of him being removed by the BIP 110 crowd. It's absolutely amazing. Luke Das Jr. is losing his mind, and also he's very delusional. He keeps telling people that there is consensus around BIP 110. There's not. So don't believe anything Luke Das Jr. does. And by the way, he blocks everybody. The same thing with Soft Fork Mechanic. When we saw a live stream of Grass-Fed Bitcoin, aka Soft Fork Mechanic, watching the blocks being validated and seeing that nobody was supporting BIP 110, he even admitted during a live stream that it's over, gentlemen. It's a pleasure doing this with you. It was so embarrassing. Matthew Cratter, by the way, actually made a video saying it's over. He made a public video saying like nobody should actually support this anymore, and that it's over, and that it's going to take a miracle for BIP 110 to even pass. And then Luke Das Jr. said it's not over. He said it in a reply to Matthew Cratter, and Matthew Cratter shortly made a video like just a couple hours after, which he never does. He usually makes one video a day. But because he made a mistake, or he didn't like how he was being viewed by Luke, he made a video 2 hours later trying to apologize or just say it's not over. The fight still begins. It's terrible. Then you have Justin. Justin, by the way, everything he says is complete nonsense. Chris, the exact same thing. These guys live in a delusional world. And then Fred, oh my God, Fred. So Fred is a grifter. He used to be very bullish on Ordinals and Runes, and then when BIP 110 became a trend, he started talking negatively about Ordinals and Runes, and now recently he actually removed BIP 110 from his actual X handle. Now he's completely lost all credentials. Actually, a majority of these people have lost all respect within the Bitcoin community. So think of all these people like Craig Wright trying to claim Bitcoin being something of their own when really it's not. And they try to change Bitcoin. Same thing with this guy HODLNOT and also Datham. Datham created the BIP 110 proposal. All these people are living in a delusional world. So please either block all these people or just ignore them. They are all trying to get your engagement and they are not authentic. And you're seeing a lot of implosion within this army. Everybody's like targeting each other, backstabbing each other. It's crazy. It's actually great to see because I hate bad actors like this. And they try to accuse everybody else as being evil. And I do want to remind everybody that the largest miners out there are supporting Bitcoin runes and ordinals, and also DOG for that matter. If you look overall, how much they've been supporting the validation, meaning their miners have been supporting the validation of runes transactions, of ordinal transactions, they really support basically the whole ecosystem. F2 Pool, Foundry, and Pool, which is based in Asia, Spider Pool, Binance Pool, and obviously 0% from Ocean Roughnecks, and they are mainly BIP 110 supporters, anti-spam. So that's why you're not going to see them support that at all. So that's why you're seeing that the major miners around the world are supporting this ecosystem. That's why DOG is doing quite well. Another thing I'm going to share with you is what I have observed of why the buying pressure is happening with DOG right now. It's actually been happening as of the past couple days on Gate.io. Now, the really weird thing is that when I've been seeing these massive purchases and buy orders on Gate.io, when I went on to Gate.io's proof of reserves and I typed in DOG, DOG is absolutely missing. Remember, back on June 28th of this year, Gate.io's proof of reserve showed that they had roughly 12.5 billion DOG tokens. That was roughly around 7.6 million US dollars. But now all of a sudden, it's gone. I don't exactly know why. But to be very honest, I thought that this was not right, meaning this was actually fake information. They didn't actually have these funds to begin with. I think it was absolutely inauthentic. The actual amount that they had was roughly around 3.3 billion DOG tokens, roughly 2 million DOG tokens. So that's why what you're seeing right here is probably why it's missing. They probably just updated it. Before we get into chart analysis, I do want to remind you that Leonidas just said that this week, I have some exciting personal news to share tomorrow, which is today. Then later in the week, I will give good update about DOG mode. Big week ahead. This is another reason why I'm so excited about DOG mode, because we know that DOG mode is going to contribute more to the Bitcoin blockchain. It's going to contribute a lot of miner fees and transaction fees, and it's going to remove itself from being called spam by Bitcoin Core and even Bitcoin Knots. And it's going to transform the way that everybody thinks of DOG. And that's the most important thing, because DOG and runes are the main contributors to all the transaction fees. Right now in 2026, DOG is the flagship rune of all rune tokens. So that's why this is very exciting to capture this. So let's get into charting and analysis. So as I mentioned before, we were trading sideways at the 60 million market cap for roughly 70 days. And then it broke out. We had 5 candles above the 50-day moving average line, which is right here. But guess what? Notice that the 200-day moving average, which is the green line, still dropping. It went roughly around 36% back in July 20th of 2026. And as of August 10th, it's now down to 24%. So from 36% gap to now a 24% gap. That gap is closing. Now remember, this will form a golden cross eventually. But it doesn't mean that we're in a bull market. It just means that the sentiment within DOG is flipping bullish. Now another thing I'm going to share with you, if you look at the RSI is actually going up. Now the reason we want to pay attention to this is because let's look at the purple line first. The purple line looks like what we saw back over here, here, and here. Now, whenever we see that these purple lines tend to trend up here, they can go a bit further just based on history. It can go up further, but it's not about the purple line. It's also about the yellow line, because the yellow line actually gives some segue, some confirmation that we're going up. So remember, there was one time right here where this purple line was going up, but the yellow line didn't go up that much. So we didn't see a massive pump. So what we need to see is that we need to see the yellow line go all the way up here so we can see massive rally. See where this yellow line starts and gets up to here? We saw it reflective in the price here all the way up to here, and then when we saw the DOG price roughly around here with the yellow line, it started right around here and then topped off right around here. So you can see that these yellow lines are very important for DOG price to go up. So that's what we would need to see for the DOG price to go up even further, is that this yellow line continues to trend upwards. But the good news is we actually are forming a higher low. So this is a low and this is a higher low. So we're now forming, like this blue line says, that we're trending upwards. So this is very positive. And I just want to remind everybody that Bitcoin is actually down to 63,000, almost close to 2%, while DOG is up close to around 4%. So this is why DOG is actually one of the main things that we need to pay attention to. It's a major play because when DOG tends to go up, that means your Satoshi price or the price of your DOG goes up in value, while the price of maybe Bitcoin is either stagnant or stays down or goes down. That means you can actually earn more Bitcoin by holding DOG, accumulating DOG, and riding it to the moon, and then taking profits, maybe like 10% here, 10% there. You never want to sell your entire DOG bag. You always want to keep a certain amount of DOG in your portfolio. We call that the moon bag, which is basically a good portion of it. It could be like 40%, 50%, 30% of DOG to ride it to the moon, meaning you just hold it until who knows when. You're not willing to sell it until you feel like there's an unbelievable price, like DOG hitting like $5 billion, $10 billion. And you're like, okay, maybe I'll sell my 30% now because at these levels, I'm not going to miss this advantage. And so this is why we need to buy when things are extremely low, which is 60 million market cap. You buy low and then you wait for DOG price to go up before taking small increments, which is 10% here, 5% there. You have certain targets, right, of when to take those profits. But this is not taking profits right now. This is the worst time to take profits. This is how the 99% think. The 1% are buying or holding, but they're massively buying. Liquidity is going to be coming for DOG mode, coming for DOG itself, and for runes. You know it's happening. We haven't had Bitcoin meme coin season yet. We've seen it happen on Ethereum, Solana, BNB. It's going to happen for Bitcoin. You know this. This is just based on historical patterns. So all you have to do is accumulate or hodl. That's all you have to do. So as you understand, every indicator and pattern that I've shared with you is showing us that this is the very beginning of a bullish momentum. The 99% will not believe me. That's okay. Only the 1% will believe me, and only the 1% will prosper in this. And you should be proud to know that. So think like the 1%, have the 1% mindset. You've all seen the patterns and also the charting analysis. And as a reminder, make sure to reserve and buy a copy of the Dog Effect Handbook. If you want to learn how to take profits, you want to know how to use strategies without affecting the dog price and prosper from this, it's in the book. So make sure to check this out. Buy your certain copy today as soon as possible. So I want to thank all of our donors for supporting this channel. Thank you so much. Without you guys and girls out there for supporting this channel, we could not come up with these amazing videos on a daily basis. So with that said, go ahead and smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog Moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.